I've got a good idea of what my learning should look like to prepare me for my future. I need opportunities to make, create, and do things that matter to myself and my community. I am most engaged in my learning when it's real. I want to share my learning with my parents, my community, and the experts who help me make things that I'm proud of. Here's what my learning looked like this year. This is my favorite photograph in the whole magazine, and I practiced to get it just right, which is why I'm so proud of it. When the printed magazines arrived at our classroom, it was my best day ever. I felt like a photographer for the Canadian Geographic magazine. You should have seen my mom's face when she saw it printed for real. You can see our work too when our magazines come to your school or local library with the touring exhibition. We got to design houses and toys for pets at the Calgary Humane Society. My team and I had to think like engineers to plan, prototype, test, and improve our designs. We were pretty nervous to exhibit our work at Telespark, especially when the crowds arrived. When the Humane Society showed up with a dog named Schmoopy, we were so happy that she loved the house we built. When I grow up, I want to be an engineer. Are you a change maker? It's not as hard as you might think. The toughest part for me was coming up with an idea, but when I thought about what I really cared about, I decided to do something in my own community. My Changemaker project was to visit the Bethany Care Center to share my love of music by playing the piano for the residents. Hundreds of kids all over our school district found ways to make change in our communities. You can listen to our podcasts in iTunes. We hope our stories inspire you. Have you kept up with our alumni racing story? After graduation, we decided to continue our project for the whole year, and it really paid off. In Singapore, at the global competition, we won the Best Research and Development and the Best Engineered Car Awards. Our F1 in Schools experience is leading us into scholarships and degrees in business and engineering. We never thought a high school project could take us so far. Every Friday, mentors came to our classroom to share something with us that they were passionate about, like computer programming, softball, economic development, DJing, photography, gardening, music, CrossFit, knitting, and robotics. Each of us picked a passion. My mentor was Amanda, who taught us about baking and even took us on a trip to Crave Cupcakes. What our teacher really wanted us to know was that we could take charge of our own learning while doing things we love. I'm a part of a maker community in my school. We share ideas, materials, tools, and excitement. When I am making things from my imagination and get to show my ideas, I learn so much. Making teaches me about solving problems and fixing things. And you know what? It makes me feel confident about what I can do. What do you think of my rocket ship? Sometimes stories can change the world. That's the idea that inspired our Future Writers project. We looked at big environmental problems in our world and then imagined terrible and wonderful futures to inspire science fiction stories. What if we discover a second Earth? What if we run out of clean water? What if population goes out of control? We wrote our own science fiction stories and published them in an anthology to make people think about our future. Order our book online today. Discover more about what learning looks like in Rockyview schools at www.rockyview.ab.ca.